Welcome to the concluding part of the test positions on destroying the defender. We start with position between Estrin and Boleslavsky with black to play and win. And here what do we see? Who is the vital defender? Well, the knight on f3 is the vital defender, is guarding this h4 pawn, and with black pieces in commanding position with bishop to invade on h3, bishop on f2 controlling the vital g1 square, pawn also guarding this square. Black had no hesitation in offering his queen free. He played queen captures f3, and after bishop into f3 forced, there comes rook into f4 check. This forces king to g2, and now comes bishop h3 check. All forcing moves. King h1 is the only move, and now we see a discovered check delivering checkmate, bishop f1. The next in the line, it is white to play. It's from the game between Gusev and Erkelov. Here, white had no hesitation in offering his queen to create a threat of back rank checkmate as well as discovered check. The key move is queen captures f8. Forces, king captures f8, and now comes rook captures d6. So what do we see? All of a sudden that black king is in line of double discovered check. At the same time, the queen on f6 is attacked. Black tried to defend both the threats by moving his bishop to e6 so that rook is able to guard the back rank weakness and bishop blocks the attack from the queen. But we have seen that basically there is no way to wriggle out of a double discovered check. There follows rook d8, and it's check and mate. Check coming from bishop on a3 as well the rook on d8. This one is pretty simple with black to play and win. It's from the game between Korobev and Gurev. And what do we see? That here in this position, it is like the queen on b7 which white had put up for exchange in support of his rook on b1. So like we see that rook on b1 is the vital defender. So black had no hesitation in playing rook c1 check. Now it is not possible for, like if there are two alternatives for white to remove check. He can go either with knight c1, which he did in the actual game, otherwise he would lose the queen. But this allowed, like block the path of the rook on b1. The line was closed. This rook was guarding the back rank, and this allowed queen d1 check and mate. Let us examine what if, like rook had captured, rook into c1. Well, in that case, as we had seen, black would simply go queen up. Our next position in the line, here it's from the game between Skuya and Rosenberg with white to play and win. So what do we see in this position? Basically, there is tremendous pressure on h7, but is adequately guarded by the rook on f7 as well the knight on f8. We also see, like, black has put tremendous pressure here. He has just moved his pawn to a4, threatening to win. Bishop on b3, and like it's also under pin, so like bishop really cannot move. So white has to act very quickly, and this he did again with a queen sacrifice. Queen captures f8 check, forces, rook captures f8, and now there comes rook into h7 check, second successive sacrifice. Look at the control of the bishop on b3 on the g8 square. So this forces king into h7, and now checkmate comes from rook h1. it's mate in 2, because now we see there is no flight square for the king on g7. It is controlled by pawn on f6. No flight square on g8 as it is controlled by bishop on b3. There is one move, bishop h3, which prevents the checkmate, but after rook into h3, the suffering of black ends. Moving on to second last position in this test series is from the game between Fontaine and UA, the 5th world champion again. It's black to play and win. So here like black is breathing down with on the back rank of white, and with both the rooks and queen in an active position. So again, no hesitation in playing in this position. Rook c1. So if at all now, it's also a pin here. So if at all now white goes for rook into c1, then there follows mate with queen d1 check, rook into d1 and rook into d1. And like here, he had no option, because we also see now black here threatening in this position to play queen into f1. Mate can only be averted by giving lot of material, and that is the reason why white resigned in this position. We conclude our test series on destroying the defender with this position from the game between Federich and Bentalon, with white to play and win. And what do we see in this position is that queen on a6 is hitting at rook on c8, and rook in c8 is defended by bishop on e6. That is the key defender. How can white gain an advantage? He also needs to open up the rook file. That is, he needs this defender, the bishop on e6, to move away from this blockade, because we see bishop on a4 also exerting pressure here. So there comes the idea. First is knight d7 or knight 4. So it attacks the king as well the queen. So this needs to be accepted. Black has no option but to play bishop into d7, otherwise he loses his queen for nothing. And now comes, elimination of the key defender, that is the bishop on d7, so that, both the bishop on e4 and the rook on e1 gets a chance to infiltrate with rook e8. So second sacrifice, queen captures c8 check. This forces bishop into c8, and now we have rook e8 check and mate. A wonderful combination by white to eliminate the key defenders in this game. So I hope you have been able to understand all these 18 positions I have shown, and I hope your solutions have also matched. In fact, if you find that you are not able to solve some of the positions, do have a look at the video again, go through these positions and see the explanations I have offered, and then try to come back once again to these positions which you have not solved, and I am confident that you will be able to solve it successfully. So it's time to once again stop for now, and I will be back with the next lecture in this series. Thank you.